Hey peeps, and welcome back to Fallout. In today's episode, we'll be visiting the Glow, a radioactive crater in the middle of nowhere. Now I'm heading there first instead of the normal route, which would either be Boneyard, Necropolis, or the Brotherhood of Steel, because it's about a week's in-game journey from the hub, and that's quite a bit of time to waste, since remember, we're working against the clock. And secondly, there's something there that we need in order to be able to join the Brotherhood of Steel. So the plan is to head there first, then on the return journey we can head to Necropolis, give it in the water chip, then when we come back we can join the Brotherhood of Steel all in one go, effectively clearing out each area as we visit them almost for the first time. I probably don't need all of these time saving tricks, but the Fallout Fixit settings I'm playing on puts a greater emphasis on the timing quests by reintroducing them, making the mutants roam the land and destroy certain cities, so I'm just trying to minimize the number of those events that occur. You might have noticed that I didn't head straight to the Glow, and this is another one of those little time saving tricks. When you head straight to the Glow from the hub, you need to cross a lot of mountains. This takes a bunch of extra time and can increase your journey time to 2 or 3 weeks. So once we enter the Glow, we only really needed to go to the top floor in order to collect the keycard, which is the only requirement for joining the Brotherood of Steel. But since this is a military complex, it houses a veritable treasure trove of technology. It's also one of the places where you can get a lot of background information on where the super mutants came from, and because of this, we'll be fully exploring the entire complex. Unfortunately, that means there aren't any NPCs to talk to during this section, and there will be a lot of reading. I'll do my best to point out the important bits. Now there isn't really much of interest on the top floor, other than the paladin in the corner, with the power armor and the Holodisk he carries on him, which enables us to join the Brotherood of Steel. So once we've explored and looted all of the stuff, we'll be heading down to the second floor. Here on the second floor, we will encounter our first security room with a bunch of deactivated robots. Later, when we turn the power back on, these robots will also reactivate. We can deactivate them from a master control room and gain some XP, but nothing's stopping us from doing both, so we'll be taking them out now for the combat XP and doing the deactivation sequence even though they're all dead later on anyway. After a bit more looting and scavenging, we'll be able to find the red keycard on the corpse in the upper right hand corner. This will enable us to access the 4th floor, which is where things will start getting interesting. There isn't really much to the 3rd floor. It's basically just a glorified storage room, and we'll be using it for this purpose. since by this time we've already gathered so much stuff that we're almost overweight. And down in the lower levels, there's even more stuff. So we definitely want to store some of the things so we can later on sort and decide what we want to take and what we want to leave. Once we arrive on the 4th floor, it's basically rinse and repeat. We need to take out all of the robots in the security room. Once the robots have been taken care of, we now have access to the main research area. We have a big supercomputer which we can have a nice chat with, even though the power is off, but in order to access the 5th floor, which is an Armory, we require the base's power to be turned on, so we'll do that first. By searching on this floor, we will be able to find the blue keycard, which is what we require to access the 5th floor, but again, first we need to turn the power on. We can do that on the 6th floor, so we'll head there next. On entering the 6th floor, I get so excited and start looting all of the corpses that I totally forget to kill all the robots. Which means once I activate the generator in this floor, I'll have a real fight on my hands. Having repaired the generator, we're able to reinitialize the primary power. This turns on the robots, and now comes the fight. As you can see, these bots are pretty tough, and it required me to heal twice, so it's definitely worth deactivating them before heading to the 5th floor. Here's that annoying moment when I realized I didn't have the blue keycard with me and I missed it on the 4th floor, and so I'll have to go there anyway. Coincidentally, there's a way you can cheese your way past the robots on the 5th floor, and that's by opening the door to the blue elevator, then going and turning the power back off. The door stays open and you're still able to use the elevator. I think it's just a little bug, but a nice exploit worth mentioning if you'd like to try it. Since my speech is high enough, I shouldn't need to resort to that bug. And now finally, a bit of conversation with the supercomputer. From Zax, we're able to learn about the forced evolutionary virus, how it gave rise to the mutants, and most importantly that it induces sterility in its subjects. We're able to learn about power armor, and when passing a few speech checks, we're able to turn the security off. With that accomplished, we're ready to head down to the 5th floor and access the armory, basically just looting to our heart's content. Since the robots are deactivated, they don't pose any threat, but we still want the combat XP, so we're going to be murdering them anyway. Here we find combat armor, and just below that in the other locker we'll be able to find a plasma rifle. These will be coming in very handy for the next sessions of the game, and I've been leveling up energy weapons for a while now. I'll save you the 15,000 trips I had to make up and down to carry all this crap into a central place and sort it out and decide what I want to take and what I want to leave. But that means we finished all of the quests in the Glow and we're walking away absolutely armed to the teeth. If you enjoy the content, don't forget to like and subscribe. See you next time.